This little device is called the Skulpt Aim. And included with this is a basic instruction page, which I don't have on screen here, the charging cradle, the travel pouch that comes with it, a little spray bottle, and I'll explain why that is in a minute, and a micro USB charging cable. For me, I love trying out different devices and cool new little gadgets, and this Skulpt is one of the coolest gadgets I've actually seen in a while. This is a device that's used to measure digitally basically your body fat and your muscle quality. Now, we've used here in the household basic caliper devices, which I personally hate because they're hard to use, hard to get accurate measurements, and uncomfortable. This device eliminates all of that by basically using some sensors here on the back that measure your body fat by each location and giving you that percentage. It's pretty cool. I mean, although I don't think it's perfect, it still needs a few things maybe to make it a little bit better, but it's a pretty cool little device. As you can see, it has its own charging cradle. It takes about 2 hours to charge this. The one thing I do wish that it had is an indicator to let you know when it's finished charging. When you plug it in and put it on the charger, it lights up red, but then that goes away. It would be nice if it would give you some type of indicator to let you know that it's completely charged. And the device itself is a relatively simple device to use. It has a power select button here on this side, one button, and then the up-down menu buttons here on this other side. It basically, you could set this up for individual use, but it kind of, and there's the screen there for you. You could use this for individual use, and it kind of walks you through the different settings that you need to set up for individuals and for your particular muscle, that area that you're trying to measure. The one thing I would like to see with this that's kind of missing, I think, is specifics such as for when you're setting up for individual use for like age or age range, height, weight, that kind of thing. That kind of gives you a sort of a better relationship in terms of a specific age group in terms of your muscle mass and that kind of thing, because of course everybody knows that changes as you get older and that kind of thing. So it would be a little bit better, I think, for that particular purpose, as opposed to the way they have it set up. But like I said, it walks you through. You use the selector buttons here. I'm going to do as a guest user here to kind of show you that you hit select. It has for male and female. Then basically what you want to measure, whether you want to do a single muscle or the total body. In this case, I've selected right calf, and I'll show off my sexy leg here. The one thing that I've found to be most effective with this is to wet down the sensors with a wet cloth. You can use the spray bottle as well, but I found that to be a better way to use this. You then press this down. As you can see, the lights go circling around, and again, sometimes it has trouble getting a reading, as you can see there, which is one of the things that still as an initial device probably need to be worked out to give you a more accurate reading. But again, it sometimes has that issue, but you've got to basically press in a certain location in a certain area. Got the reading here for you, but sometimes it does, as you can see, it takes 3 or 4 times to get a reading, that kind of thing. So again, by no means is it a perfect device at all, but it does give a pretty accurate reading in terms of body fat percentage, As you can see there, the screen is pretty bright. It's easy to read, although I'm not really sure I want to see some of my measurements in certain areas, but you know, it's easy to read, easy to understand, and again, the thing with this is you kind of have to keep the sensors an area you're measuring wet, which really is no different than my heart rate monitor that I use for my treadmill. It's the same kind of thing, works on the same principle. And it does take a little bit of practice, like as you can see. I mean, I've used this several times, but there's times you still have to press 2 or 3 times to get your a reading. Now, you saw the flashing light that indicates whether you have a reading or not. I would like to see an audible alarm with this. That would be nice to kind of let you know that you've got it or not, because if you're putting it in an area you don't really see very well, it may be a little difficult to know whether you got it or not. But for me, this is a nice little portable device that helps you motivate, tells you what you need to work on. And although, again, I don't think it's perfect, there are some things that need to be improved a little bit. This is a pretty cool device. Coolness factor for this is definitely 5 stars. And that hopefully the company will add features and some improvements over time with both, you know, adding, you know, some options that should be probably in this, and the accuracy of getting a reading and the audible alarm, that kind of thing, along with the improvements over on the app, which I forgot to mention. There's an app with this that works for Android phones or iPhone that helps, you know, monitor and track your you know, body fat and kind of thing, and your improvement. But I like this. Again, not perfect yet, but a good little device, and I give it 4 stars.